one of the things that they do is if someone dares step out of, what's politically acceptable at that moment, they usually will call you far right or alt right or something like that. I've been through this over the years. I've often told you about that Sunday about 4 years ago when my dad went to get coffee at the bagel place that he's been going to for 30 years, and he picks up the New York Times, and there's a front page Sunday article about how me and Jordan Peterson and Milton Friedman and Ben Shapiro are the leaders of the alt-right, and my face, giant picture of my face, I think on page 3 of the New York Times. It was a shock to him. He did not know it. I had to admit it after. It was a whole thing. Anyway, one of the things they do is they lie about your political connections. So this is really interesting. So Washington Post, listen to what they wrote about the Twitter files, the dump of Twitter files that have just come out. As head of trust and safety at Twitter, Roth, this guy, Yoel Roth, was involved in many of the platform's decisions about what posts to remove and what accounts to suspend. His communications with other Twitter officials has been posted in recent days as part of what Musk calls the Twitter files, a series of tweets by conservative journalists Matt Taibbi and Barry Weiss. Okay, so this is actually extraordinary. I know it doesn't surprise you guys, but Matt Taibbi has been a lefty progressive his whole life. He worked at The Intercept with Glenn Greenwald. I think he is having a little red pill moment and kind of coming to Jesus kind of thing, like it is happening, but by no stretch is he a conservative. I certainly don't think the guy's, let's say, pro-life. I have no idea what he feels about the welfare state or immigration or anything, but no one in an honest assessment could call this guy conservative. And Barry Weiss was at the New York Times her whole life. She still is a liberal. I have no doubt that she only votes for Democrats, as misguided as that might be, and only surrounds herself really with Democrats, but she's a conservative because the paper, the Washington Post, wants to turn their audience against these people. They want you to be suspicious of these people because Elon Musk did not give the Twitter files to Washington Post. He gave it to them. Well, after enough outrage and enough tweets about it, the Washington Post changed it, and they removed the word conservative. Of course, they did not issue a correction or post that on Twitter. So you get what they do. And again, this is exactly why they need to censor everybody, because the Washington Post wants to be able to lie about the people who are just delivering you the information, and they don't want you to be able to call them out for it. But fortunately, now that Elon's got Twitter, enough people can do it, and they issue, I suppose it's not issuing a correction. They remove the lie, but then they don't issue an actual correction.